So, as many of you know who have been on my channel for a while, I don't usually do this, but I thought I would do this in kind of theme of Mental Health Awareness Month. First off the subject of mental health, my procedure went very well, and I'm still pretty sore and everything from it, but it was basically a little surgery, he told me, so it's going to be sore for a few days, and then will hopefully be the answer to our problems and have to do that like maybe once a month or less to get good results and be able to function better. Anyways, forget that. I don't want to talk a lot about physical health today. I want to touch on mental health and the things that as a society we have just made not okay. Why is it not okay? What is it? At what point did we decide that if you were mentally ill, you were a piece of trash? That's unacceptable. You don't bash someone who has diabetes. You don't bash someone who has any other health problem due to some type of hormonal imbalance, which is what most of the mental disorders are, is some form of hormonal imbalance or their brain isn't wired just so. But you're not going to get mad at a kid with Down syndrome because that's the way he came out. Just like a kid with a neurological issue came out like that as well. You don't have the right to say who can and can't do things. And when did it become this big shameful thing for women to come out about being sexually assaulted and raped? And yes, I said it. I said raped. It is not your fault. Yes, there are things and different precautions that as women we unfortunately have to take because some men do not know how to control themselves. I was sexually assaulted and have had other incidents happen to me as well. I remember being so scared. I felt so trapped. I was on the bus. I was trying to get away. Everyone around us was laughing and just thought it was hilarious as he was trying to get into my pants. And I froze. I didn't stand up. I didn't speak out for myself. I shut down. I started to just barely eat. I didn't talk to anyone. Now, I am sure she won't mind me using her name in this, as long as I don't use her full. One of my best friends, Tatiana, went to the counselor and took me there and was like, I don't know what's going on with her, but this is not her. Please talk to her, see if she'll talk to you. You know, she was just like, you have to tell somebody. If you won't tell me, please tell one of them. And had it not been for her, I don't know that I would have ever told anyone. You know, it's hard. It's embarrassing. But why? Yes, it's hard because it is traumatic. It's really hard. It's difficult. I still to this day have PTSD from the things that happened because that was not the only incident I had had with this gentleman. He stalked me. He would drag me around by my hair. And the thing is there was never a teacher or another student who stood up and said, not cool, dude. Principal's office, oh yeah, you're under arrest. No one did. And I was so afraid and I felt like it was my fault. And FYI, it's not your fault. We can do what we can. We can dress a little more appropriately, but honestly, gentlemen who think it's okay, it is not the woman's fault. And that is my topic for today. Why is sexual assault and rape such a taboo thing? Women, we have to stand up. We need to reach out to each other and help each other report this so that the men who have done things to you do not have the chance or the opportunity to do it to anyone else. That's just simple as that. We are the change. We are. If we don't say anything, you have no idea how many other people they hurt. And no, that part's not necessarily your fault either, but we all need to stand together and in this, fight the stigma. This causes people PTSD, and when you say PTSD to people and they're like, well, you're not a soldier, well, all it means is you've been through a traumatic event, and that is traumatic. And a lot of people, they commit suicide, things like that. No, ladies and gentlemen, because this does happen to men too, it's just more common in women. We all need to stand together. We need to stand up. We need to fight. And you can tell your story just as I'm telling it now. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to show your name. It can be completely anonymous. And teach yourself to defend yourself. And I don't mean that in the way of, oh yeah, just shoot him the next time you see him. Not at all. But learn how to defend yourself. Learn mechanisms of getting away, using their weight against them. Self-defense things, pepper spray, tasers. There's a lot of things you can do before you have to resort to just shooting them, you know. And but you also don't have to be the victim, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. I have been so afraid for so long. I had a principal at the school I went to tell my mother that what happened to me was an actual sexual assault. Sexual assault is the inappropriate touching of somebody in a sexual or romantic manner, which is exactly what happened. I mean, I don't really see how this guy trying to reach his hands into my pants was not considered something. Like, after I reported it, he magically only got like 2 weeks of in-school suspension. And for those of you who are not aware, they're supposed to contact your parents and the police and basically like the head of the school, so they're aware of what's going on when it's in a school. But at the very least, your parents, to allow your family to decide where to go from there. And I lied to my parents. I told it, oh, it was just a bullying incident, because I didn't know what else to say. I was scared, and my dad wasn't there at the time. He was overseas. And yeah, it was really hard for me to stand up. My mom finally saw me after he had disappeared for a while. I kind of started to feel comfortable again, you know, like I felt safe and stuff, and I actually started to socialize and make friends. And then he came back, and my mom said I just started shaking all over. And later that day, my mom came, and we talked to the principal, and they're like, well, all it says in the report, this is all they got from everything that I described to them about how he trapped me on the bus, kept trying to kiss me and touching me inappropriately, was that he was just rubbing her leg. Now my mother stood up, and I'm going to kind of edit it because my mom was really pissed. My mom never cusses, but in this case she did. But she said they were on the freaking school bus. Do you think he was giving her a pedicure? And my mom informed him that if they didn't at least allow me to move to a different school in their district, that we would be going to the news to allow them to know everything that's happened that they've just turned a blind eye to. So don't be like me. Don't hide it. Reach out to someone. Please reach out to someone. An adult of some form, a school counselor, teacher you can trust. Do not try to keep that bottled up. It is hard and it is so scary, but you can do it. You got this, ladies. And if you need tips and things on how to get the help that you need, or where to start, or different techniques for kind of processing everything that happened, definitely comment below and I can message you and let you know some of the things that I've learned from my experience that help, some things that didn't necessarily work for me but may work for you. So ladies, stand up, speak out, stop him or her, gentlemen, for those of you who have gone through that. Stop them from hurting anybody else. Don't let them win. And that is all. This is my little In the Dark series. Go ahead and smash my subscribe button down below if you agree, because there's going to be so much more on mental health other than just the sexual assault, but I needed to get that one out of my system. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and thank you for all your support. And like I said, I am here for you. You let me know in the comments. Send me your email address and I'll email you. No questions asked. I do have to report if you're going to harm yourself or others, but other than that, I got you. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching again. Bye.